Hi, I'm Hot Scratcher. I'm here with
Mr. Moss.
Where are you based out of?
Anaheim, California at Manor number 9.
Today we're going to talk about a tattoo Moss did that was super controversial because it was so modern, I guess.
Yeah, man. I didn't expect it.
So we're going to talk about this tattoo Moss did that like trended on my page and had a lot of discourse. We're going to talk about cultural tattoos, indigenous tattoos, and how that works into today's tattoo climate. We get to ask someone who actually does them and knows about them and see what everyone thinks. So this tattoo you did was a blast over, but it was also like a tribal tattoo?
It was a Filipino contemporary tribal tattoo, but it got more virality than what I'd ever expect from it.
Let's go ahead and put that up real quick. You guys can check this tattoo out. So everyone was really confused because traditional tribal kind of tattoo is just on empty skin, but you did yours on like a full blast over.
Yeah.
Like all over the top of a bunch of old tattoos. And most people do cover ups. Yours was just really interesting. It seemed like people didn't understand what it was inspired by. Like what culture is it from?
My style that I'm trying to do is contemporary Filipino tribal, not traditional, because I don't use stick and poke or what the Filipinos would call tak-tak. I'm heavily influenced by the Polynesian tribal art flow because I think it's aesthetically beautiful. So I try to combine the two and maybe try to create something unique.
What's your cultural heritage? Like, how do you connect to that?
I'm a first generation Filipino American that grew up in the west side of Long Beach. I grew up in a diverse community where, I'm inspired by cultures of everything around me and trying to bring something new and unique to my culture.
That's awesome. How do you make your designs then?
What I like to do, right, is just pull from my creativity. I create aesthetic lines that conform nicely to the body. Then I introduce traditional motifs, reimagine motifs, try to combine something that looks nice. And my thought process and my art process is I would just get a saltwater pen and I would just start drawing.
You're doing freehand?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I would do muscular structures and then conform that, maybe put a little bit of flow going down the tricep, a counter flow around the bicep, something just to make it look nice, intertwine that together to create something that I believe is,
that's so cool. So you're literally inspired by like traditional Filipino designs, but you're also freehanding it and you're putting your own spin on it.
Yeah, of course, man. I feel like as a Filipino, like, not to take from the culture and then like do something that's been done before. I want to take from it, gather my creativity, and then add to the tapestry of our culture and create something that, future generations can look back on and be like, you know what, this is pretty dope. Let me see what I can create from it. Not to disrespect a tradition, but just to add on to, a future.
Tell me a bit about where you learned how to tattoo. Like, what's your backstory?
I did what I thought was right, and I got an apprenticeship under Ben Mene at Authentic Roots Tattoo, which is a Polynesian tribal shop.
In LA?
Yeah, in Long Beach.
Everyone says don't call Long Beach LA.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Shout out Ben Mene, my big bro. That's where I figured out a lot of my line work for my tribal tattoos. And that's why I say my contemporary Filipino tribal is heavily influenced by Polynesian tribal, because I learned from the big bro, right? And I just applied it to my culture.
What's his story?
I do know he's a Samoan tribal artist who's respected in his community, and he's the one that really showed me the way.
That's awesome.
This was about 6-7 years ago, somewhere around that time. He's just a wizard, man. He does Samoan, Tahitian, basically like the umbrella of Polynesian, Micronesian, and he also does Filipino tribal in his own twist. Right. I mean, there's no one right way to do it, but there's a way to do it right of our culture.
You're making me think of a really interesting thing I seen when I was reading some tattoo history, was that in Samoa, post-colonization, it's exposed to American traditional. If you look back from like the 1950s and stuff, you start to see like American trad eagles worked into classic traditional Samoan designs by the indigenous people there.
Oh, that's crazy.
If you look in any culture, as soon as they're exposed to other things, it instantly becomes part of things people are inspired by.
Also, I think that like people forget that like even though we might be distant relatives, we are Austronesian and we hail basically from the same genealogy in terms of how we are different people, but we're the same people. We are all distant relatives. Someone might do a pattern. We might share some of the same motifs. We might share some of the same cultures, but also we have our own individual culture.
I love your take, Moss. We try to keep it wholesome. We try to grow the industry. I'm curious what you think about some just like 18-year-old white suburb kid gets like kanji tattooed on stuff, like on his neck, like not part of his culture.
Man.
Okay,
bro, yeah, man. Like, look, this is what I think, right? If someone wants to join the circus, then let him be a clown. Right? But also, I don't think that's bad. Like, if he wanted to get kanji enough to like the country or like the culture or even like anime, right? Like, he got kanji because he loved anime. I got kanji because I like anime. Yeah. Right? Like, fuck it. This is your body, your life. And if you're happy with who you are and what you get, then everything else, man.
I love that message, man. That's great.
And try not to read the comments because it gets wicked.
We just want to take a quick moment. Thank you, Moss, for coming on today to book a tattoo with Moss. Here is his contact information.
You could book me at tattedbymoss.com or email tattedbymoss@gmail.com.
And what shop can we find you at?
You can find me at Manor Number 9 in Anaheim, California.
And we want to take a second today to thank Good Judy with their biodegradable nitrile gloves. These are literally the best gloves. I've been using these for years, and they just came out with the new long cuff glove, which I've been talking about this for years. How I wanted a glove that came down to my wrist.
Can I check one out?
Yeah. Do you wear large?
Yeah, I do.
Perfect. Yeah, check these out. Yeah, because when you're tattooing backs or like big pieces, you're always trying to keep your hand lifted.
Yes.
And some like OGs like doing this, they'll tuck like a paper towel into their glove.
That's what I do, bro.
You do that?
That's what I do, man.
Oh, I bet you're really stoked to see these then.
These are cool.
6 mil.
Bro.
Yeah. They're really thick. Yeah. And if you want to get some of these, we have a limited time promo code for you guys for the month of July. Long cuff promo. Type that in at checkout on goodjudy.ca. Don't miss out on an opportunity to try these out. Support Good Judy. Eco Tattoo. What do you love to see with culturally inspired tattoos? Like some types of tattoos that you've been really digging that are new?
What I love to see is the creativity, right? With someone that's inspired culturally and they come up with something familiar but new. This is tight. Then this is how you like shift the culture, right? Like there's no point in which culture is just like a straight line going down. No, this is culture.
It's a river.
Yeah, culture is a river where people add their own drops to create ripples in the stream and create that river, which is our identity.
That's
you know
so true. Hell yeah. And you did that with this tattoo. For real. Blast-overs are new.
Yeah.
They are a new approach. So it was really cool to see that.
And to be completely honest, right? I was kind of like, where's this going to go?
Yeah.
Right? Because like, you know, it's kind of
It takes
hard.
bravery though.
Yeah.
You do something new and different. That's what you got to do sometimes to push the boundaries.
Those who can't create, critique. You know, get the comments saying, oh, this is not this, or this is trash, or this is that. But like, this is me. This is what I inspired. This is my adaptation to my culture to bring something new to it. And probably they wouldn't say it to my face most often. Like, so it's like, you know what I mean?
It is nice when they do say it to your face because usually you can just squash it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time when they do say it to your face, it's more with a respectful approach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Compared to trash can emoji.
You know what my booth number is at the convention, right?
Yeah.
Now we know a little bit about with cultural tattoos. Hey, those change over time. Japanese traditional was the beginning of American traditional.
I 100% agree.
You look at it and you could see it came from that.
And also, if I could add on that, right? I see a lot of people saying, oh, like, you're not traditionally like Polynesian or Filipino. And I see you getting like the Filipino sun or the motif. But I've seen family marry other cultural people. And, like, they love their spouse or significant other. They love their culture so much that they want to show it by getting tattooed by them. And I think that's perfectly fine. But if you don't mind, that's completely up to you. And you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Especially in the tattoo industry. Yeah. Shout out to Diego Garrijo told me when I came here, he's like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to the tattoo industry. All these old heads got a lot to offer. Like if you just like, oh, those guys, and you're going to miss out on some huge knowledge.
I feel the Discord is a way for people to like that want to learn about the Filipino culture. Because at one point in time in the 1800s, we were known by the Spanish, specifically in the Visayas region, as the land of the painted people. I'm Visayan myself. So we were just tattooed head to floor. And it wasn't until like maybe the 1950s when like Catholicism really took hold in the Filipino islands and it became taboo to get tattoos. But before that, we used to have tattoo bands to beautify themselves.
And it's cool to like start seeing people get tatted up like that again.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
Started towards the end of the generation where tattoo was counterculture through like shows like Ink Masters, Black Ink, and everything like that. Like it got so popularized and now it's generally acceptable. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, I think it's only going to get more popular.
I fantasize a future where everyone rocks bodysuits again, you know? It's been great having you, man. Just to wrap up this video, I'd love to just know about what your goals and dreams are with your tattoo career.
Thanks for having me, man. But I want to see, if you look at my Instagram, it's mostly color, anime, Disney, Pokemon.
You're a crazy anime artist. Yeah.
Thank you, brother. My contemporary Filipino style, I do so much of it, but mostly for like my family, my friends. So I don't really promote it, but like, and thinking about it now, maybe I'll integrate both the tribal into my work with the animation and with cartoons, Pokemon, and everything like that to create something just wicked new. You know what I mean?
Genre mashups are the future. It's been great having you. Thank you so much for sharing,
brother. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. We want to keep doing stuff like this. You are who makes this possible. Follow Moss, get an awesome tattoo from him. You know, on the DL, get some like tribal tattoos. Hell yeah. Don't miss out on the promo we got for the long cuff Judy gloves. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next time.